Ladies and gents, welcome to Off the Record, a podcast made by Rockabuy Records, your favourite local record shop. We're based in the small town of Oakham, in the heart of Rutland, the smallest county in the UK. We're so happy to be here with you guys, and thanks for tuning in. As always, I'm joined by my favourite people. This is Chris, this is Tom, and Right Dad himself with the t-shirt Right Dad. This is my dad, Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Evening, gents.
How you doing? You all right?
Great evening. I'm all good.
Good.
Yeah, it's another episode. We're smashing them out of the park. I think we're doing well.
Yeah,
and we're really happy to have a lot of people downloading and listening in. We've got people from all around the world: America, Australia, Antarctica. Melton over it. They're listening in from everywhere. So thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are in the world. We're so happy to be able to do this for you guys. You're the reason we get to do this every week, and we currently don't get paid for anything like this. We do this for the absolute fun of it, and we do this for the enjoyment that you give us, and so thanks a lot for you guys as well, gents.
It's
good.
We're just four blokes talking about music, isn't it?
Yeah,
really,
exactly,
that's what we do.
Yeah. So should we upset a few people with this?
Shall we
episode?
upset a few people?
You're ready to lose all those followers and put all this hard work down the drain.
Yeah,
because it's a controversial one, isn't it?
Yeah, because we came up with this idea for this episode, and we knew that we were going to probably upset a few people. So
if
one of
not each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that clenched fist.
Yeah. So one of the episodes that we put out on our TikTok. First ever episode, I think.
It was first episode, yeah.
Second episode.
First or second, yeah. We
were talking about the most overrated albums and underrated albums. Yeah. And it blew up, didn't it? It was seriously one of them moments where we had 3 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
We put out 2 videos, and suddenly we had 10,000 followers, and it was unbelievable just because of these 2 videos. So underrated records and overrated records, and we just thought we'd share one of each.
Our own personal ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of which we don't know what each other are picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a game.
Yeah, bit of a game. As always, classic Rockabuy rules.
Wait till the words right out of my mouth.
Classic Rockabuy rules. We can't pick each other's.
Yeah.
And Dad,
classic.
You can't pick Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division because people already know that about you.
They do, yeah.
So those that don't
already
know,
upset enough people.
Yeah, that was, for those that don't know, that was the record that Dad picked for his most overrated record of all time, and let's just say it caused a stir, didn't it? And
I think you preferred the sequel to that one, didn't you? When I'm walking the dog and
walking the dog, and he goes, "I've listened to the Black Side. I've listened to cracked a new one at the shop." So yeah, I didn't like it.
Still didn't like it.
Yeah. And just smiled and turned it off. I was there. I'm not a mad Joy Division fan, but I like it. And I was there going, but it's Unknown Pleasures. That.
Yeah, but the whole thing about that was that people have come into the shop and said, "How do you not like Joy Division?" I said, "Well, look, you misinterpreted what I said. I'm not keen on Unknown Pleasures. It doesn't mean that I don't like the Joy Division."
Yeah.
Close is a great album. Atmosphere is a superb song. Come on, you can't get a better song than Atmosphere. And Love Will Tear Us Apart will go down as a classic. So I do like Joy Division.
Yeah.
But I don't see the fuss. I can't see all the fuss in Unknown Pleasures. Now, come and tell me that I'm wrong. Come and say what I'm, because you need to tell me what I'm not listening to. Do you know what I mean?
Like an angry mob outside with pitchforks.
Yeah.
The bass player's amazing.
With the Unknown Pleasures. The logo, the thing on the front.
Well, there was a guy in here. There was a guy in here on. Oh no, you didn't see him. He came in yesterday in the shop, and he had an Unknown Pleasures denim jacket on with the motive on the back. And he came in like this, and I went, "All right, mate." He went,
"I'm all right."
You won't be.
Flicking his knuckles like that.
He was proper turkey necking me, going,
"Right."
I went, "All right, calm down." Okay. He did have an Abbey Road badge on and a revolver badge, and I thought, "Well, you're okay. You've redeemed yourself."
Yeah,
yeah.
You totally redeemed yourself.
Cool. So what are we doing? One each.
One each. Which one do we start with? Overrated or underrated?
Let's go with Let's go with underrated to keep
I knew you
people.
were gonna say that.
Yeah, let's
I
keep
knew you were going to say that
people,
because I haven't got one yet.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's
I'll
keep
find
people,
one.
Keep people
I'll find one all right.
On edge.
On edge, yeah. Until we say what we're overrated ones is, because I think they're going to be the ones that upset people.
Yeah. So
I think that's where
underrated
we're going to shout at
meaning
each other a bit.
underrated meaning an album that we feel doesn't get enough recognition.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily a unknown album, because I could say loads of underground albums that are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
It doesn't. It's an album by maybe a popular artist
Mhm.
whose album might have gone under the radar
Yeah.
that you feel's
Yeah.
underrated.
Mhm.
Cool.
Cool. Are we?
Who's going first?
I think it's got to
Not
be
me.
down on it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can go first because I've got
In
one.
Proper Rockabuy rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we go, and we always sit in this order.
Yeah.
Closest.
I mean, one of you guys can go first because you haven't been
Nah,
first.
it messes
in any
up the
games
order.
yet.
That does.
That messes up
the order.
No worries.
You're trying to think as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I've got
You
one.
might say something that might trigger something else for me. So.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to trigger anything else, but I'm going to go with one of the biggest selling artists, if not the biggest selling artist at the moment. Widely regarded as probably her worst album, in my opinion, is her best album, Reputation by Taylor Swift. And you should put it on your an album a day list, because Reputation, honestly, when it came out, people weren't ready for it. Genuinely, that's hand on heart. That's what I believe. People were not ready for Reputation. It's a seriously good album.
Very passionate, aren't you?
But honestly, I'm not a massive Taylor Swift fan. My wife is like she's a real big Swiftie. So shout out to Mary. She's a seriously
Mary.
big Swiftie, and so I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift because being in the car with her and stuff, she's always got it on. So I've listened to a lot of Taylor Swift, and I can hand on heart say that Reputation is the best Taylor Swift album.
Ooh.
And I reckon, aside from Debut, because that's probably her worst album, a lot of people will probably say that Reputation is her worst album, and I genuinely believe it's her best.
Okay.
I think it's her best work to date.
I've got it on the picture disc. I'll play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got,
I might whack it on tomorrow.
we've got one open that's
Well,
cracked.
we listened to my album a day.
Folklore.
We listened to Folklore yesterday, didn't we?
Not from.
Not a fan?
Not even nearly.
No.
Couldn't get why people are paying hundreds of pounds to see her live.
Really?
Yeah, I just couldn't get it.
You paid
Right.
£100 to see it live, didn't
I
you?
have, yeah. We've got tickets.
And you didn't even go.
Yeah, we've got tickets to see her at Wembley. So
Wow.
And Scotland,
yeah.
didn't you?
Well, Mary's going to Scotland. I'm going to Wembley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's like the best marriages work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
I'll
going
see you in 3
together.
days, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a spare seat, Dan.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know a bloke.
Okay,
yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Um,
Okay, I haven't listened
I
to
don't
it.
get.
so I
I'll
can't-
give listening to her music another go.
Yeah. So in my opinion, it's really kind of
Is it rocky poppy?
no. It's
Oh.
complete pop.
Complete pop.
Like just absolute like pop defined to pop. Like
What we're talking, thriller pop?
yeah, like that kind of
Thriller.
Yeah, that's right.
She started as a country singer, didn't
Michael
she?
Jackson
yeah.
Thriller. We
Michael
talking
Jackson
about that?
Thriller, that sort of pop.
that sort of pop.
That
Avicii,
most sold
that kind of
album
pop.
of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Michael Jackson Thriller. We're comparing it to that, are we?
Yeah, like hyper produced, like seriously well produced. Some of the best writers on it: Max Martin, Taylor Swift.
Matey Boy from Fun.
He didn't work on that album.
Oh.
No. He only
Interesting.
started with her on Lover. I think was
Okay.
his first
I'm
album.
prepared to give this album a go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will as well. I might
No,
listen to it tomorrow.
it might not be your thing, but like if we're talking underrated, we're talking about the biggest artist in the world at the moment, and people are still not listening to that record, and they need to because it's fantastic.
Was
Yeah.
that you heard
Cool.
it here first?
Yeah,
All right,
but-
all right.
That's my underrated.
That's your underrated one.
Yeah.
Wow.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. My most underrated album. And yeah, for those that don't know, I am listening to an album a day. And albums that I've never listened to in my life. Probably should have listened to, but listened to them in full and in order. And I came across this album, and I still feel, is very, very underrated. Purely because of the feedback that I had when we listened to it, that people hadn't listened to it before. All right? That's Carole King, Tapestry.
Yes.
Oof. Yeah.
It's probably...
Yes.
I know it's a very highly regarded album and quite an iconic album, but still underrated, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Underrated.
I think it's
When we did it, I think it was day
was
day
very-
4 or day 5,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
it?
first week or so.
First week in
First
January,
2
definitely
weeks.
the first week in January or 2 weeks in January, and no, it was second week. Joni
think it
Mitchell's
was,
first week, yeah.
Joni Mitchell.
Second week in January, and the amount of comments I said, I've never heard this album, I've never even heard of Carole King, never heard this. I didn't know she did this song, I didn't know she wrote that song. Do you know what I mean? And she'd written songs 10, 12 years before that, or 10 years before. We found one earlier, didn't we?
Jerry Goffin. Yeah.
That was written in 1962.
Yeah, but she was even writing in 58.
Oh, there you go. So what, she was 16.
Yeah.
And then Tapestry, is it her first album?
I think it's her first solo album.
First solo album. Bear in mind, she'd been writing for 12 years prior, or 13 years prior, to come out with that. And I'm going to say it now, there's a version on there. I say a version, she wrote all the songs, didn't she? But she wrote a song for Aretha Franklin.
Yep.
You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Carole King's version is better than Aretha's.
Oh, it's
more real, it's more raw.
it is.
Yeah.
She wrote it.
Beautiful version.
How it's meant to be.
How it's meant to be, yeah. Aretha obviously does an outstanding version, but the version of Carole King's just feels a bit more real.
I think anything that Aretha puts her hands on has got something special about it.
Yeah.
But like you can tell that it meant something to Carole King.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like it was a real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you said, organic. And,
It's organic, it's real.
Yeah.
There's nothing overproduced about it. It's just a fantastic album that everyone should know.
Yeah.
Everyone should listen to it, and there's not one single bad track on it.
You Got a Friend as well.
You Got a Friend is on there.
Unbelievably.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah.
Bee Gees did that, didn't they? Was it Bee Gees?
You got a friend of James Taylor.
James Taylor
James
did
Taylor,
that.
yeah.
You always get those two mixed up, don't you?
Always. What's the other one that's on there as well? There's another song on there that's
It's
it's not a cover.
You make
it's-
I Feel the Earth Move is on that.
Yeah, that's a great
Isn't it?
song. That's the first track, isn't it? I feel the earth, Too Late, You Got a Friend. Will You Love Me Tomorrow?
Well, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, who did that?
The Shirelles.
Not the Bee Gees.
No, no.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
Shirelles did it. She wrote that in '61 for them.
Yeah, Will You Love
Yeah.
Me Tomorrow? Way Over Yonder. That's my favourite. Yeah, go listen to it. That's, I feel, the most underrated album of all time. And even, 53 years later, people are still saying, oh, I've never heard Tapestry, Carole King.
Yeah.
We had, what's his name? Well, I'm going to call him the Chiropody Man.
Yeah.
He come in, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's older gentleman.
Yeah.
And I had it on in here, and he said, what's this you listen to? I said, Carole King, Tapestry. Oh, it sounds nice. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I thought, this is your era, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should know this.
Yeah.
This was what you
So, yeah, this is what you grew up on.
Yeah.
Surely you were queuing at the shop to buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
And
no. So, yeah, that's mine. Carole King,
what
Tapestry.
are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's someone our age not listening to American Idiot.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's heard that
How have
album.
you-
Everyone's heard
Yeah.
American.
Have you not done that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's mine.
Great
yeah.
one. I love that. Love that. Tom.
That's a good one. Underrated. This is
Underrated.
underrated.
Should we go with Dad first so you can have a little think?
It literally has just gone. I had it and I thought, oh, get in. Yeah, go Dad.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Against Rockabuy rules.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to go with an album that came out in 1971. She made one album.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard it, you really, really do need to hear it. Okay. It's an album by Judy Sill.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
Judee, Judy, and then Sill. And you talk about Joni Mitchell. She wipes the floor with Joni Mitchell,
Yeah.
honestly. And that's a bold statement, I know. But underrated. She made one album. It didn't get very high acclaim. It's just an absolutely. Her voice is like. It's like treacle, honestly. It is so sweet and so it just flows, and she's just a beautiful. And there's this one song on there called "Jesus was a cross maker," right? And it's just honestly, it'll bring tears to your eyes. The album is just a beautiful album. I think I honestly don't know much about her, but Pete told me that she died of a heroin overdose, and that was just that was her only album.
Yeah.
You know, that she did. She's done a BBC session as well, and that came out a couple of years after, or, you know, but honestly, check her out. Judy Sill. Stunning, honestly. And if
Cool.
you and if you don't, and honestly, if you don't, if you think, oh, sorry, mate, this is boring. It's not. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's,
We got one in the shop.
We got one in the shop. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a very. It's like, she's almost like a female version of John Martin.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It is that kind of John Martin, Nick Drake kind of feel.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
That kind
She's-
of folky,
Yeah.
acoustic.
Gorgeous.
Cool.
Yeah.
Judy
Check
Sill.
her out, Judy Sill. But
look up
don't look
Wall
at Judy
Just
as
say,
in
yeah.
J-U-D-Y. It's J-U-D-D-E. J-U-D-E-E.
Yeah.
Okay, Judy Sill.
So
Yeah.
71,
71,
same
yeah,
year
on
as
the,
Tapestry.
on the Asylum label.
Same year
Yeah.
as Tapestry.
Yeah.
All coming out at once.
When was-
I
I think it's the same time as Blue came out as
I
well.
was going to say,
wasn't
is it the same as Blue,
Yeah.
Joni
Yeah.
Mitchell?
71, 72, yeah.
Yeah, so there was, you know, we had some...
They
Dude,
had no idea, did
They
they?
had no idea.
No,
So there you go. We just named two albums from
they were
1971 that no.
game changers, honestly.
Yeah.
Check her out.
Cool.
I've got mine.
You got
It
it?
came straight back. So this is. We've listened to it on the album today. And I think it's underrated, just judging by how you reacted to it, Chris, is the Libertines Up the Bracket.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say
And
that.
you're like, this is what I wanted the Smiths to sound like. And I was like, mate, this came out when we were like 12. This was like the time we were listening to me. This was the time when we were listening to American Idiot
Yeah.
and Whatever People Say I Am by Arctic Monkeys and all those
2006, isn't it?
2002.
Oh, that came out in 2002.
But I mean, all those albums that we're listening to around that early 2000s to mid 2000s period. And this one for me, for a lot of people, I find just slipped straight under the radar. And I think that's because the Libertines are still only, they're doing Rock City on their tour.
Yeah.
And they're 20 years
Been
in.
going 22 years. Should be doing Wembley Stadium, really, shouldn't
What,
they?
like they did Wembley Arena for the Up the Bracket thing. I don't think it sold out.
Yeah.
Up the Bracket anniversary, 20th anniversary, and it's got like timeless classics on it as such. But it's just such a
It's quite a complete album. isn't it?
a very raw sound. Like
Yeah.
it's just a load of lads that have got no money, take loads of drugs, and
Two guitars,
have not
bass
got
and
the
drum.
not got their life together really at all, and they're just made this album. It's got a couple of tracks off it. Vertigo, first track.
Banger.
Time for Heroes, single, first single off the album, second single they released.
Yeah.
The Good Old Days.
Boys in the Band. Is that on there? I reckon it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I always
it's-
get confused between that and the Lightly Lads. What became the Lightly
What
Lads?
became of the Lightly Lads is the last track on the second album.
Second album. So I
Banged that
think
one out, didn't I?
great. Yeah, not bad to be
I'll
fair.
check it though.
Last track on the first album, I'll Get Along.
I saw them support the Sex Pistols.
Yeah,
Yeah, at Crystal
Pete-
Palace.
yeah.
Yeah,
they-
Boys in the Band.
It was the time when they should have. It was the time when they should have really, really shone. And I mean, they had
What became of the Lightly Lads last track?
25,000 people there who were there for the Sex Pistols, and the support acts should have. Oh, these need to, But
But they had a lot of problems,
They
the
just didn't
Libertines.
shine.
Pete Doherty is
Right, yeah.
amazing. He's
Yeah.
alive, isn't it? Really. I mean,
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
And what an amazing for me. I'm going to put this right out there. One of the best songwriters and lyricists of our generation, and just poetic. I think he's brilliant. I've watched his documentary only last night actually. And if you listen to Baby Shambles and the Puta Madres and a couple of his solo bits as well, it's all got that same sound, which is so. Yeah, I'm going to say Up the Bracket is an underrated album, and the Libertines should do an arena tour and invite me backstage.
yeah.
And come do an install.
Backstage,
And come do an install.
us
We could do a
backstage.
podcast with them, couldn't we?
Yeah, if you're listening, Carl, Pete,
Yeah.
Rough Trade Records.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Moving
no.
on.
Good album. Good album.
I was last.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that our underrated albums?
That's our underrated album. So what we had? So Taylor Swift Reputation,
Carole King.
Carole
Tapestry.
King, Tapestry, Judy Sill. What was the name of the album?
Self-titled.
Self-titled.
Yeah,
okay.
just Judy Silk's called.
And Libertines
Up the bracket.
up the bracket. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't heard any of those albums, I suggest you go listen to them because we obviously love them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, fantastic albums.
yeah, there's 2 albums there that I've never listened to. So
Yeah.
so I'm
It's
gonna-
2 that I've never listened to as
Yeah.
well.
And there you go. And
Two's
and,
me.
and that just
Yeah.
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 Whoa.
Yeah.
three female singers who are
3 female
underrated.
artists,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
3 female artists.
There we go.
Yeah. So should we upset a few people then?
Go on, Em.
I'm happy to
Do
upset.
a bit of overrated.
Overrated albums.
Yeah.
Right.
So in classic Rockabuy fashion, should we go in reverse order?
Ooh.
Just because-
Rockabuy.
Yeah. You know, I reckon at least one of us have picked the same one.
Do you reckon?
Yep.
I think so as well.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Go
2
on.
in my head that I think are overrated, but I'm only gonna say one, and I've got the other one as backup.
Okay.
So Tom, do you want to go because you went last?
I'll
time,
go
yeah?
first.
Yep.
And I'm going to upset people
Go for it.
around this table. This arena. that we're in. Okay, so one of the most, in my opinion, overrated albums, overrated artist. I just don't get it myself. David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
Okay.
Do
Why is
it.
that?
I
I am
I-
speechless.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I'll be honest.
yeah.
The
Yes.
rise and fall of Ziggy Star. Yeah. go
We
on. Carry on,
recently
Tom.
did a TikTok on the best rock albums of all time, and me and Dad both said that this album should be number 1. Best rock album.
Number 4, wasn't it? I think it was number 4, wasn't it?
Number 6 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was
definitely not top.
yeah,
5. It wasn't
yeah.
top 5.
No, should-
Yeah.
I just have never got Bowie. And we did and I thought it came up in the album a day, and I've been like,
That was in the second week as well, wasn't it?
it was early on, and
Was
I
it
thought,
first- yeah,
you
first
know
or
what? This is the time. I listened to it in full, as it was meant to be heard. And apart from the
Starman. Maybe.
Starman's all right. That's a statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Yeah, it's all right.
when you was listening to it though, didn't you hear elements of punk in there? Because
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he was the forerunner for punk.
Yeah,
I
you
do.
can hear,
Or the
like,
sound, not so much the anti-establishment,
Yeah.
more of the anarchy.
Well, you
He
hear,
was-
like, the
he
Ramones
was
in
the
there,
sa-
don't you,
yeah,
and
you
the-
can hear Iggy Pop in there.
Yeah.
You can hear the Ramones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
I
can hear
can-
the New
I
York
can-
Dolls in there.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
that is the album.
I'll change it.
No, no, you can't change it now.
No. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but it didn't blow me away like I wanted it to, and I thought today's the day that I will become a Bowie fan.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
It just didn't happen.
And I sat there and I thought I did not enjoy that.
Right.
Apart from that opening guitar line on the song Ziggy Stardust.
Right. Yeah.
Bam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Dan's fuming.
and I understand it. I understand and completely appreciate that it's influence on music, it's influence on people.
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie is obviously a massive, massive.
Yeah.
Icon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's easily. If you were to list me off, 10 people, who are the most influential people in music over the last 50 years, David Bowie is in that.
Mm.
Oh, definitely. He's
He'd be in top 10.
He's
I said top 10,
5
didn't I?
probably.
So top 50.
Oh, I meant last 50 years.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The top
Definitely
10
top
people.
Yeah, yeah.
5. I would say Bowie. Is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
And I understand that, that album, Aladdin Sane, and what was the other one?
Hunky
called?
Dory.
Hunky Dory.
Yeah.
And isn't there another one?
Space Oddity, maybe.
No.
I don't mind the song Space Odyssey. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've just never got Bowie, and I'd love to,
Yeah.
but I just don't.
You know what I think because there is some Bowie stuff that is hard to listen to. It's a little bit like Queen. Have you ever listened to like a Queen album?
Queen album, yeah, we've done.
They're-
Night of
they're-
the Opera.
they're
yeah,
tricky.
but that's like I
That-
found the Night of the Opera had Best Friend, Bohemian Rhapsody. it had those songs that.
Yes, but some of the Queen
Love
I'm in
Queen
love with my
Nice.
car.
Yeah.
Love of My Life's on there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, some of the Queen albums are like they're tricky to listen to,
Mm.
and it's only when you listen to the greatest hits albums where you're like, wow, these
They're amazing.
these
yeah.
guys had something.
Maybe that's how I am with Bowie. And
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
You just need to listen to a Bowie greatest hits.
Yeah.
Tried
essential
Bowie a
David
couple of
Bowie.
times though, and I just can't.
Well,
No.
your dog's called Bowie, isn't it?
Yeah. My
And
dog's
didn't you, have you
called
got a hamster called Ziggy Sawdust?
Ziggy Sawdust. Yeah.
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 That crossed my mind while I was looking at you and talking about this.
Ziggy Sawdust. That's brilliant.
Ziggy Sawdust.
But yeah, I completely understand that Bowie, how influential he is, how, you know,
Yeah, it's all right to be
how
wrong
great he is.
sometimes.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I just don't get it.
No,
If someone said, no, you know, you, I'm afraid you'll never listen to David Bowie again,
Yeah.
it wouldn't affect me.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's
Well,
move on before.
Yeah. We're gonna. Before we have a fight. Go on, Dad.
Oh, me now, is it? Okay, right. So I'm going to upset a few more people, and I'm going to. Okay. You know, The Unknown Pleasures is my overrated.
Yeah.
This one comes in at a very close second. I still don't get the hype. The album is a good album, right? But to put it in as an absolute classic, I think that this band did better albums. So I'm going to say...
He's going to say, I know what he's going to say.
Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
Oh God. Yeah.
He thought I was bad.
Yeah,
Right,
now all
okay.
is forgiven now, isn't it?
all of a sudden,
No. I think it's a good album,
Yep.
right? There are some good songs on there,
Yeah.
right? But for people to go absolutely crazy about it,
Mm-hmm.
I think Wish You Were Here is a better album, right? I think that there's a lot of hype over Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
And I think it, personally speaking, I don't think that it deserves the hype.
Do you think that is down to the rarity of some of the pressings of the record and how
Probably.
much you go to?
Probably.
Your
yeah.
solid triangles and
Yeah.
whatever else.
I think there's.
Because I've always thought that. I agree with you.
Mm.
Bowie and Dark Side of the Moon in a way.
Do you like Dark Side of the Moon?
I'll be honest. It was my backup on my.
Am I the only one here that loves Dark Side of the Moon?
Maybe.
I don't actually. I think. I genuinely think it's overrated as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I
I love
can't,
Dark Side. I think it's a great album.
I can't get into it.
Just I could never ever listen to just one track off it though. It's an album.
Well,
you have to listen to all the way
It's like
through.
a concept album,
Well,
isn't it?
it's one track. Isn't it?
It is. It's a concept
one
album.
track.
So it is, and there's the production on it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right, for a 1973 album to be produced like that,
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right. It is a good album. Right, but I think that it is
Yeah.
kind of. It is. I don't think it's. I mean, we did it. We did the best rock album ever, and it got number 2, didn't it?
Yeah. I
Mind
think-
you, Revolver got number 1. I never got that either, but
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But Dark Side of the Moon, the second best album, rock album.
Did you say you never got how Revolver got number 1?
As a rock album,
Yeah.
no. I don't see how it got number 1.
It's Revolver by the Beatles.
Revolver by the Beatles.
The rock and roll
no,
band. Go on.
No. I mean, when I see rock, I
Yeah,
think of Led Zeppelin, I think of AC/DC, I think of Guns N' Roses, I think of Black
Yeah.
Sabbath, I think of Deep Purple. I don't think of the Beatles being a rock band, right? Rock,
Okay.
right? Okay.
They are
No, I
a
d-
rock band, aren't they?
What?
I think they're a
Surely.
rock and roll band, but
They're rocks.
Revolver. What's that got? Penny Lane.
No, Revolver's
Eleanor
got.
Rigby.
Revolver's
Taxman.
got. Eleanor Rigby's not a rock song.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Hey.
It's difficult to class it as rock.
Is it Here, There and Everywhere? It's not a rock song, is it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, circle pit for
Yellow
for-
Submarine's
for
not
depends-
Penny
it
Lane.
depends how you sum up-
Yellow
knocking jaws
Submarine's
out
not
from
a
under the
rock
ring.
song, is
Depends how you
it?
sum up rock, innit? Depends how you sum
how you
up
listen.
rock.
Well,
Yellow Submarine.
if you're gonna say that, okay, rock. The definition of rock is a drummer, a bass player, 2 guitarists, and a singer. Then 99% of the records that you hear
A rock.
are rock, aren't they?
Yeah,
Or
right.
no, say 75% are rock. So
Yeah.
you could put anything in there.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, that's going off tangent anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Dark Side of the Moon.
I'm just
Dark
trying to
Side of the
define. How would you define rock music?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Almost
don't know what it'd
like-
be.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, okay.
That's the
Yours,
story
Dark
for
Side of the
another
Moon.
day.
Yep.
Dark Side of the Moon.
All right.
Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
Okay, I think mine. I think all of us here will agree with
Yeah.
it. So I'm not saying anything controversial to upset anyone, which is so mine's gonna be nice and easy. One of the most overrated bands and albums. Let's start with the album, and then you'll get the band. Obviously, Kid A,
that was mine. I knew you were going to say it.
Radiohead.
Yeah, that was
Radiohead.
mine. So you got mine and
On
my
a par
backup.
with Bowie.
Kid A, Radiohead
So hard.
is in apparently the top 20 of greatest albums ever.
I got battered
With
at
what?
work for saying didn't get it.
It's awful.
And they're like, what?
It's awful.
How have you done that? And I'm like, it's just noise.
Have you listened to it?
Oh, it's poor.
Oh, it's,
Do you know what my backup was? OK Computer.
Oh, there you go.
And that's even worse. That's
just-
upsetting even more people.
so okay, yeah. Okay, well, Pablo Honey, OK Computer, and the Bends have got that. Well, just saying that kind of rocky feel ish.
Ben's is an
Haven't they?
awesome album, though.
Okay. Okay, Kid A is all done on a laptop.
Yeah.
There's no guitar
in his
it.
room.
There's no
Night.
riffs, and it was all because what's the lead singer called?
Tom York.
It's all because he sulked because bands started to copy the Bend sound and that OK Computer sound, and he sulked so bad that he made that Kid A so that he was
Good
different.
listening,
and-
Tom.
Yeah, yeah, he sulked because people were copying him and they're copying my music, so I've got to do something different. So he made Kid A, and then he did a follow up to it called something like Amnesia or something like that.
Yes, that was the one that released 5 years ago.
No, it was released quite soon after.
Oh, in Rainbows,
Yeah.
was it?
Huh?
In Rainbows?
No,
No, Kid A.
Amnesiac.
Yeah.
Amnesiac.
I thought it was a recent one. I thought
No.
it was literally like a year ago or so.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. I thought of Amnesia.
got the red cover,
Was a
Let's have a look here. Radiohead discography. Great word, isn't it?
have you got one, Dan, or have we nicked both of yours?
You've nicked
So
both
the Ben's
of mine.
OK Computer.
I've got another one.
Amnesiac.
Shock.
It came out 6 months later.
All right.
That was like a part B. Like you felt that Kid A needed a part B.
Yeah.
Could have done without
Yeah,
part A.
Could have done without it. And Kid A, there you go. I've got it up on Wikipedia here. Let's just find out what number it sits as one of the greatest. Oh, number 20. There you go.
Well, in
It's
our,
number 20 on the 500 greatest albums of
in
all
our
time.
list, it was number 7, wasn't it? Of the greatest rock albums of all time.
Kid A.
Kid A
Revolver's
wasn't
not
it?
a rock
Number 3.
album. That
Hey?
ain't a rock
Number
album.
three. Kid A was number
That ain't even
3.
got a guitar on it. That's never seen a guitar.
Kid A was number 3. Of course it was, yeah.
It's best rock albums, of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah,
Says
there you go.
who?
If Revolver's not a rock album, that ain't a rock album either.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
That's it.
But yeah, Kid A.
I've just thought of an honourable mention, a proper honourable mention,
Have
which
you?
I think you'll agree with.
All right. Yeah, so Kid A is mine. I will never ever get it, I think. But some people love it. When we did it on our album a day, I started listening to it with my headphones on. I thought, what the bloody hell's this? And I honestly had to go for a walk to get through it. I said
Yeah.
to Kay, my wife, I said, look, I'm going to need to take a walk. I'll be back in 20 minutes. She goes, everything all right? I was like, yeah, I'm listening to this album and I need some
Peace.
just
Need to
a
get some
different
quiet-
change
yeah,
of scenery
yeah.
because this is sending me making me ill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I'll ever understand it, but people love it.
Yeah.
People absolutely rave about it. I don't get it.
And
It frustrates me.
I bet they're listening to the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust as well, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. Are you struggling now
Sorry,
then?
Dan.
I am, yeah. I'm really, really struggling. I
So you were going to say Kid A.
was going to say Kid A, and my backup was Dark Side.
Wow.
So yeah, I am struggling. I am really struggling. I've got a few that I wouldn't listen to that people love, but I do like a few tracks off of. I could just say one of them.
That could be. I mean, there's a few good tracks on Dark Side of the Moon that I like. You know what I mean? But
It's like one single track on Kid A.
No, yeah.
I couldn't tell you one single track on Kid A.
No, I couldn't. They didn't release any singles on it either.
Why would
That's
you?
how up his own thingy Tom York was.
Why would
Didn't
you?
even release a single. There was no promo leading up to it or anything like that. He's such a sulk.
Who's buying that single?
Yeah. Oh, I love this one. Love this one. Yeah,
Yeah, I love this one.
Awful. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Dan. I'm getting mad now.
Okay. Okay. The White Album by the Beatles.
Oh my god! Where have you got that from?
We're on.
That's just a dig, isn't it?
There's no need for that. Absolutely no
By
need.
the Beatles, the most over. How?
Fuck.
Don't even explain it. We'll see you next week. You won't see Dan. Yeah. The White Album.
he won't sit still.
The White
No,
Album.
I don't get that.
I apologise to all of the of the distortion on the microphones.
The amount of speakers that have just blown.
Yeah.
Let him explain.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. There are 6, 7 good tracks on it, and it's 32 tracks album, something like that. I don't know how many there are.
There's a few.
Most of it is not up to scratch with what the Beatles are capable of. Can we agree on that? Like
Right.
when you look at stuff
right.
like in my opinion,
I'm gonna bring it up.
in my opinion, there's nothing that's
What are your
been,
tracks? What are your 5 tracks, whatever they are, on there that are good?
Obla-Di Obla-Da is
Yeah,
a great
my
song.
favourite, that is.
Yeah.
It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
Back in the USSR.
While my
Back in
guitar
the
gently weeps.
USSR,
Guitar
While
Gently
My
Weeps.
Guitar Gently Weeps.
is a fantastic song.
Blackbird.
Martha My Dear, Blackbird, and I could probably
Revolution 9. Birthday.
yeah, I
Not
could
bad.
probably skip the rest.
Helter Skelter, come on.
Helter Skelter, yeah.
No.
I
When I
wouldn't
get
listen to
I
any,
will.
any others.
Right,
than those.
Piggies.
I'm gonna
No.
Dan, I'm gonna say something very controversial as well,
Wow.
because you know that I am probably the biggest Beatles fan that you will ever come up, and I kind of agree with you on the White Album.
Yeah.
Right. For the simple reason because, like you said, it's not an album that that is up to scratch for the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right. When the White Album came out, and you follow it.
I don't know where to look, yeah.
No. No. Listen. In between the White Album, you've got Sgt. Pepper's and Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Right. And you've got the White Album. Right. It's almost like you're thinking, wait a minute, I've got 32 songs here that I need to get on record because we've come to the end of our contract. We're getting away with an embargo because we're getting away with a loophole because we've signed for 13 albums. This will go down as 2, right? Even though it's classed as one album, right? And it was almost like a give-up album,
Yeah.
right? And I totally agree with you because if somebody said to me, right, I've never heard the Beatles in my life, give me an album. If I gave them the White Album to listen to, it'd put them off.
Like the Beatles.
Right? It'd put them off. Right?
Yep.
Now there are some great tracks on there, and some of them are my favourites on there. But I get it what you're saying because it's my least favourite of the Beatles as well.
Bloody
But
hell.
does that mean? I know.
Go on.
Does it mean it's overrated though? Do people rate
Well,
the
it's
White
like,
Album?
It's like me.
Well,
They
based,
do.
based on the 3 reactions we just got
yeah.
from when I said
I just
that.
weren't expecting any Beatles albums.
I weren't expecting you to say that, yeah. White Album's one of my favourites as well.
So
is it an
gutted.
over? Do people overrate it?
I think
people
I
will
think this
agree
goes
that
back to, you know,
Revolver.
it goes back to
It's
Ringo's
the best rock album.
Ringo Starr selling his.
This is more of a rock
Or-
album.
That's
White
exactly.
Album.
The White Album's more of a rock album.
Yeah, this goes back to the White Album selling for
Crazy
a
money.
million
Well,
quid,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's when all of a sudden everyone wanted a White Album. Everyone wanted one with a number, with the
Yeah,
pictures, with the poster. It's still a great album for me.
Yeah, end of.
Yeah.
And that's
I think
there's not
that's
really- I like the Beatles in reverse order though, almost.
Yeah.
I'm very much like I said. Well, not reverse order completely.
You leave Let It Be.
Let it be. I'm not
Let
too
It Be.
bothered.
But I do think the White Album is a disappointing album.
yeah.
Right?
I think it's interesting.
It's because it's not. It certainly isn't my go-to album of the Beatles.
Yeah, it's not
No,
mine.
yeah,
It's
I
not
know.
It's
mine.
not my. So for that, yes, it is overrated.
I
Right?
just think,
from a personal point of view, it is overrated because it's not my go-to album.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
suppose.
You go straight to Sgt. Pepper's or Abbey Road, really. I
Or
do.
Revolver.
Or,
Yeah.
Well, if you like rock albums, yeah.
But then again, I suppose you'd go someone like Rubber Soul.
Mm.
Then you go Please Please Me.
Yeah.
Then you go with the Beatles.
Hard Day's Night.
Then
know?
you'd go
Hard Day's
Beatles for Sale,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, you'd go. If
So you probably
if
would
you
if you were
wanted-
putting them in order.
If somebody said to me, like, I remember you coming to me. I've said this before, Dan. Well, you came to me and said, I want to learn about the Beatles. I said, well, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
We'll start with the evolution of how they got from
Mm-hmm.
Please Please Me to the White Album in 5 years. And I still
Yeah.
don't get it.
No.
Right?
It's mad, isn't
It's
it?
just mad
I
because
do like the White Album, though.
I just think for a band,
While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
it's
Blackbird.
amazing song.
Yeah.
Amazing song. And that's what I mean by
But
like,
there's a lot. I do understand
like
there's a lot of
six.
just stuff in the middle that's just
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. And I don't like it. I don't like that. I wish they just did one album.
solid 10-track.
Exactly, because
10-track
when I
disc.
compare anything and any music to anything, I think, are we ever going to top A Day in the Life?
Never.
Are we ever going to top Penny Lane, Eleanor Rigby,
Let It Be.
Let It Be, Hey Jude, Paperback Writer, and Ticket to Ride, and all these incredible songs, like 10 out of 10 songs. Not many songs in the world that are 10 out of 10, but A Day in the Life, Eleanor Rigby and Penny Lane are definitely 10 out of 10 songs. And they are masterpieces, like serious masterpieces. And when you have an album of, what is it, 31 tracks,
Yeah.
or is it 29?
31.
Yeah. You got 30,
You've got a documentary there.
31 tracks.
30 tracks. Yeah.
30 tracks. And most of it is
Fillers.
fillers. Yeah. I just think, like, you know, I wish they'd just
It's
put in
like-
a few more days of writing to
This,
to come
Days
up.
of writing.
This
Yeah,
reminds
it's
me of like times when I'd like go and get advice off my granddad and be like, I'm thinking about applying for this job, or I'm thinking about doing this, and then he'd tell me everything I didn't want to hear,
Yeah.
and then I'd go, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we kick off, don't we? And then actually,
You
probably
No,
piece
I'm
it
not
out.
actually.
You do.
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
try it.
And it's coming from a place of love for the Beatles more than you know. I'm not just saying because you guys love Oasis. I don't really like Oasis. I could have said something like, you know, one of your favorite records.
see how that gets you.
Yeah.
See how you get on, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, try. Go on. Go on, say it.
But I know that a lot of people would probably agree with me.
Yeah.
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 Overrated.
With Oasis stuff.
Early
Oh,
Oasis,
yeah. Overrated.
First,
Oh, yeah.
Half of our people who follow us on TikTok
Yeah.
slate me for being an Oasis fan.
Yeah, I could have
Yeah.
said something like that, but it's only from loving the Beatles so much that I think the White Album is just a bit a bit too much of nothing.
I think it's a different perspective to my Kid A,
Yeah.
where it is just
the Kid A is
In
in my just in my.
let's get
opinion,
back to being angry about Kid A.
yeah, yeah.
garbage. No, but but then other Radiohead stuff is, you know, comparable to probably Kid A as well. But Beatles, obviously, they've done the amazing albums.
They're the band.
They
are.
They're what
They
everyone
stand
aspires
best.
to be. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Like I said, in between Sgt. Pepper's and Abbey Road stands the White Album, and you're
Yeah.
thinking, hey, wait a minute, what
Yeah,
happened?
where'd that happen?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Because Abbey Road is and will be and still is it's a toss up. You know me about my Beatles and Abbey Road and Revolver are my two go to albums. And again, I've said it, a minute ago. That's not one of my go to albums.
Yeah. Well, at one point, the Rolling Stones top 250 albums, top 10, 3 of them were Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, Revolver, and Abbey Road. And then number 12 or something was Rubber Soul.
Yeah.
So like,
Beatles
people love them. Absolutely
They're
love
only
them.
sick tomorrow. I am.
But do you know what? The NME top 3 was of greatest albums of all
I
time.
think I read this. Was
Yeah.
it OK Computer,
Yeah.
Kid A, and
No, it was
the
OK
Bends.
Computer, Revolver, and the Bends.
Yeah.
wasn't
that's
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
That's
I
I know.
Yeah, that's difficult, isn't it?
think Queen is Dead was up there as well, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah, Dan, that's
For another week.
definitely we've blown a few speakers and we've definitely
Yeah.
upset a few people.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jen. So we got any honourable mentions, or are we?
Yeah, I have.
Go on then.
What was that other one? No, Cortina St. Jude.
What,
Underrated or?
Overrated.
Oh right, okay,
Ooh.
right,
Okay.
Not a 19 forever, and other than that, leave it. I'm not bothered.
right, nice.
And everyone goes mad, and Cortina's, and we're going to see him at Heaton Park a million
Yeah.
times over, and I just don't care. It's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
Can I do an honourable mention as well for an most overrated follow up?
Go on.
Arctic Monkeys, Tranquility.
Tranquility
Yeah.
Base.
Eh?
Tranquility Base and Casino.
Yeah.
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 Poor.
I
With
think
its
that
follow-up,
a follow up from
The Car.
AM.
The
I
car.
was thinking the same
What?
thing as well. Yeah.
I was
yeah.
going to go,
People,
yeah.
people love that though, don't they?
You can't go you
Yes.
can't go AM to whatever that tranquility-based hotel.
I don't even. I
casino,
can't.
whatever it is.
Do you know? I don't even know what the order of the title is. That's how bored I was with
Yeah.
it. You know.
Don't know a single song.
No.
Yeah.
And to
That,
me,
The Car.
that album and The Car could go down. They could really release that as a double album.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I still wouldn't like it.
still wouldn't like it.
Still-
Still,
yeah,
no,
it'd be
they
awful.
could have had it as a double album and got away with it because it's to me, when you saw the Arctic Monkeys when they first came out, didn't you? Two of you went to one of your first
Exchange,
gig, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cornet.
That was good.
And I think
Whatever people say, I'm the
I
only
think
material they had.
the first
13 songs.
the first 5 albums, right? You can't. They're just
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys, brilliant band.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointing live.
Yeah.
Right.
Bored.
Unfortunately, I was bored
They
out of my
were,
skull. I wanted to leave halfway through the gig. I'm sorry, Alex,
Yeah.
It was.
but you
you know about when we went to
bored
Coventry last year?
you absolutely bored the shit out of me. I'm really sorry,
Yeah.
and I wanted to leave. And when you think oh my goodness, you are such a fantastic songwriter, but the follow up to the AM, sorry
Yeah.
mate, that is
and who does Alex Turner think he is?
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Point proven. See you next week.
I've got an honorary mention for an overrated, but I'm not going to go into detail with it. I'm just going to say the name.
What,
Yeah.
say it and that's
I'm just going to say it, and then it's over to you saying goodbye.
Okay.
All right. Stone Roses.
Cool. Right.
Where's he found that?
You found that?
What?
How's that?
Overrated. The Stone Roses.
Why? I thought you liked it.
Yeah, a couple of good tracks on it.
Say bye, Dan, and we'll finish it here, mate.
I've got an honourable mention for a song.
Overrated or underrated?
Overrated version. Leonard Cohen's original version of Hallelujah.
Overrated.
Is way too overrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rubbish.
People think it's cool to like the original,
Yeah,
don't they? But
just Jeff Buckley's
Jeff
version
Buckley did the best.
absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Jeff Buckley knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even Alexandra Burke knocked it out of the
Yeah,
park
yeah.
compared to Leonard Cohen. Now, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Isn't it?
I don't know what album it's off, so I can't go.
Ray
into details of
LaMontagne.
that.
He did a. Was it
Yeah,
Ray
he did,
LaMontagne?
Ray LaMontagne, yeah.
On BBC Radio 2 sessions.
I think
on
he
the
did,
piano.
didn't he? Yes.
That's a great
Yes.
Wow.
Leave that with you. Go on.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sorry we probably ruffled up a few feathers there, and and
we?
probably upset a few people. Thank you very much to all of the artists that have featured in our overrated and underrated lists.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come on the podcast, we'd love to tell you, David Gilmour, why we don't really like.
Ian Brown walks in here. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So yeah,
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
If you want to come on, mate, we'll talk about back in the USSR.
Be a Macca.
So yeah, if you
Tom York, no, please.
No, I'd have it out with Tom York. I would.
Yeah.
I'll tell him.
Yeah,
If you're listening, Tom York.
lovely. So as we mentioned before, if you've got any questions about the shop, or if there's any records that you're after, you can find all our details on our website, rockabuyrecords.co.uk. You can also buy some of the merch on our website, such as hoodies and t-shirts, and any other accessories like that. If you want to follow some of our social media platforms, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We post pretty regularly, and there's always content like this, where we talk about overrated records, underrated records, and some of our favourite music, some of our favourite bands, and whether you like it or not, we're going to talk about it. So for now, gents, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your input, and we'll go and fight in the park.
Go find the car park now.
The car park,
so.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about
Can't
it.
wait. In classic Rockabuy fashion.
Yeah, wonderful. Cheers, gents, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
See you later.